Hello everybody, I'm Mercury. I am the Executive Director for CPI, the nonprofit foundation that runs, a nonprofit corporation that runs the Mark in Nashville, where I serve as the Managing Director. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I'm here today to speak to you on fundraising for nonprofits. Perhaps some more effective ways of doing that fundraising you may not be aware of. Thing one in choosing a fundraising goal is to choose a project that benefits the general membership. One, you need to know what you're fundraising for, and it needs to hopefully address the general population, not a small part of it. So under that comes, does it benefit the general membership, like I said, or a small population? For instance, are you looking to add better air conditioning to your space, or are you looking to improve the smoking area outside? The air conditioning affects the general population, the smoking area, not so much. Is it achievable within constraints? As a corporate consultant in project and program management, I'm all about constraints of budget, schedule, and resources, right? Budget is the money that you're bringing in. Schedule, does it make sense in the time frame that you're advertising? You have to advertise a time frame when you're fundraising for projects. And do you have the other resources that you might need for that? The soft resources, like people, labor, that you may be looking for. Does it add value to the organization as a whole? Are you adding, I want to fundraise $10,000 to buy a piece of artwork to hang on the wall? Or am I trying to raise $10,000 to add a new classroom to our facility, right? Value. Does it have sex appeal? One of the things we often try to fundraise for is for a contingency fund. Contingency funds are not sexy. Emergency resources are not sexy. They are to some of us, but not to the general population, right? They want things that they can see, that they can feel, that they can experience. Okay, number two, once you've decided on that project, you need to determine a fundraising goal. That's a dollar figure. The goal should be in measurable dollars. Do not say we're looking specifically for a new furnace without attaching to that the furnace is going to cost us $20,000 to actually buy and put in, right? People need a measurable amount of money. Accept barter in your fundraising only if it'll convert to dollars. People want to provide you food for a fundraising event. They want to cater your party. That's great. What's that worth? Right? That comes into bear if you're giving little perks and privileges to people based on how much they're giving. Advertise the fundraiser. You'd be surprised how many people don't. We have so many platforms now to advertise fundraising. Social media is great for that. You've got to advertise the project. You've got to explain what it is you're raising money for, really, in detail. Perhaps even a timeline, stages, phases, whatever you have. You've got to advertise the target dollar amount. Are you raising funds all at once or incrementally through the project? Number four, you've got to raise money. Should be said, sometimes people forget that part in fundraising. How do you raise money? How do you ask for money, right? Number five, build and retain trust for next time. Unless your organization is unlike mine and most others, you don't fundraise once. You fundraise often. You fundraise maybe annually. You may fundraise monthly, I don't know. Be careful in the frequency of your fundraising. Sometimes people fundraise too much. People get fundraising burnout. So we in Nashville, we have one fundraiser a year where we look to improve our space, our community center, with a big ticket item. In the past, big ticket items were new refrigerator. That's when we started and we're small. Now it's things like new furniture for the lounge, or a new heat pump to supplement the heating and cooling in our play space. These are big things. Access ramps to make sure that all of our community can access the space. Automatic door openers for the similar reason. These are things that are not inexpensive, right? So when you are building and maintaining trust for that next fundraiser, realize first thing you need to do is acknowledge the giving on an individual basis. You have to thank everyone for anything they give. Remember, it all adds up. If they're giving $5 or $500, they should be thanked in person. Thank everyone personally and timely. It's not next year or next month when you want to thank them. It's when they hand you the money, or give it to you on your online fundraising campaign. Acknowledge exceptional giving exceptionally. Provide special recognition to special donors. If you're looking to raise $6,000 for a project and you have somebody that's giving you $3,000, be sure you do something special for them. You may be doing something where you're giving out tiles based on the number of dollars you're giving to a campaign. Well, obviously, their tile is going to be bigger. But go outside the box. Invite them out for a tour. This is where that goes. Walk them, show them the plans, meet them for coffee, show them the plans for that access ramp. Take them out to your site and show this is where the ramp starts, this is where it ends. Special acknowledgement does not have to be public. The last big fundraising campaign we had, almost 75% of our donors wished to be anonymous, which was unfortunate because we were building this tile-based thank you wall, right? And so most of our tiles read community member rather than a name. Don't push them to go public. If they want to be anonymous, that's fine. Follow through. You have to follow through if you're earning the trust, maintaining the trust for future fundraisers. You may have raised all the money you needed now for that new HVAC unit. Where does it sit? You have to follow through quickly and absolutely. For instance, our last fundraiser for in fact, a new heat pump to supplement the HVAC in our play space. We bought that unit within a month or so of actually raising the money. We waited for, it was a May fundraiser, and we waited for a July 4th weekend special. We bought it. It was going to be a while before we put it in, so we put it out in the play space. When that condenser unit showed up, it parked right there, so everybody could see it, they could touch it, they could ask, what is that? And we could remind them about the fundraiser that we had to raise all that money. So they actually see it. Number 6, interpersonal skills in fundraising. Don't forget the interpersonal skills. Be committed. If you aren't committed to the fundraising, nobody else will. Nobody else will be committed. If you don't believe in the fundraiser, if you don't believe in where the money's going, nobody else is going to believe it. You're not going to get any money. Be consistent. If you are not consistent in what you're raising money for, or the dollar figures you're raising, or how much you've received to date, people are going to figure that out. They're going to see this as shady. Be visible. You got to be out there. If you're not the kind of person who's going to be meet and greet and asking people for money at a in-person fundraiser, find somebody who will and can and be effective in that role. You may be a great online fundraiser, but you're not great in person. Find somebody who is. Let them be that public face. Be meticulous in your record keeping. There will be people who doubt your motives and might ask. They want to know where every dollar went that was spent. These are the same kind of people maybe offering you coupons to Sam's Club for paper towels and whatnot. Really frugal. You're spending community money. You have the responsibility to be accountable to the community for the dollars spent. So when you raised $6,000, which was $1,000 above goal, what was your stretch goal? Where's that extra $1,000 going? You might want to put that into the emergency fund, but you let people know where it goes. That extra $1,000 didn't just show up in my pocket. Be available. I can't tell you how many times we've had, I've seen a fundraiser happen, and people will show up at a munch with money, and they have no idea who to give money to. Or can you take my money? Or what form of payment do you take? Really? You passed up these opportunities? No, we don't have anybody to take your money. No, you always take money. Never turn down money. Be open and honest. If you screw up, apologize, move forward. Never, ever cover up. If you are seen as less than sincere and less than honest in your fundraising, you'll never have another successful fundraiser. Never, ever. Be cheerful and helpful. It's a team effort, after all. So, in summary, you choose the project that benefits the general membership. You determine the associated fundraising goal. You advertise the fundraiser. You raise the money. You build and maintain trust for next time. And you don't forget the interpersonal skills. This works. Here, not so very long ago, 2 years ago, we were actually closed by the city of Nashville. We were closed by the city of Nashville for inadvertently stepping on a sex club ordinance. So we had to move from a membership organization to getting a permit to operate a sex club. In the process, we were closed for 3 months as we negotiated with the city on how to reopen using an ordinance that had been designed to close down spaces, not open them up. We were successful, but we had to have 3 months worth of operating expenses because things like leases don't go away. Utilities don't go away, right? And one of the things we did was we bit the bullet and we completed our access ramp. Those expenses amounted to $36,000. We raised $48,000 in less than 30 days using the nonprofit generosity platform that Indiegogo had put forward at the time. I think it's gone now. But you can do it, you can raise big money, and you can do it well. Then after that, last year we bought that new HVAC unit. We raised $7,000. The year after, we raised $46,000 in less than 30 days. If your community believes in you, believes in your mission, believes in your leadership, believes in your honesty, sincerity, and openness, they will give from their hearts. You will be successful. Don't screw it up. Thank you for your time and attention.